Most traders are not losing because they don't know enough. They're losing because they can't control themselves. They hesitate when they should act. They act when they should wait. And they abandon their rules the moment emotions take over. Discipline is not just a skill in trading. It is the difference between chaos and consistency. You can have the best strategy in the world, but without discipline, it will betray you. Because in the moment that matters most, you won't follow it. And that is where most traders lose everything. Let me tell you the truth most traders avoid. You don't have a strategy problem. You have a discipline problem. You already know what to do. You've studied charts. You've watched countless videos. You've back-tested systems. But when it's time to execute, something changes. You hesitate. You second-guess. You override your plan. Or worse, you chase the market. You revenge trade. You overtrade. You abandon your rules completely. Why? Because discipline is not about knowledge. It's about alignment. Alignment between what you know and what you actually do under pressure. And until those two match, consistency will always stay out of reach. Most traders think discipline is about willpower. It's not. Willpower fades, emotion rises, pressure builds, and in that moment, your true beliefs take control. You see, every action you take in the market is a reflection of what you believe to be true. If you believe you must win on this trade, you will break your rules to avoid losing. If you believe missing a trade is painful, you will chase entries that aren't there. If you believe you can control the outcome, you will refuse to accept a loss. This is why discipline feels so hard, because it's not just about following rules. It's about confronting your beliefs about uncertainty. The market is uncertain. Every trade is unique. Every outcome is unknown. But your mind doesn't like uncertainty. It craves certainty. It wants control, so it creates illusions. This trade looks perfect. This one can't fail. I'll just move my stop. Just this once. And in that moment, discipline disappears, because you are no longer thinking in probabilities. You are thinking in certainty, and that is the root of undisciplined behavior. The first lesson you must understand: discipline is not about being right, it's about being consistent. Most traders want to win every trade, but disciplined traders, they don't care about individual outcomes. They care about executing their edge over time. They understand that any single trade can be a winner or a loser, and it doesn't matter, because their focus is not on this trade, but on the next 100. When you shift your focus like this, discipline becomes easier, because you are no longer emotionally attached to one moment. The second lesson: you must accept uncertainty completely, not intellectually, but emotionally. It's easy to say, "I know I can lose." But when the trade goes against you, do you really accept it? Or do you feel tension, fear, resistance? True discipline comes from acceptance. When you truly accept that anything can happen, you stop trying to control the market. And when you stop trying to control, you can finally follow your rules without hesitation. The third lesson: discipline requires detachment, not from trading, but from outcomes. Most traders are emotionally tied to results. A winning trade makes them feel good. A losing trade makes them feel bad. And this emotional cycle destroys discipline, because now every decision is influenced by how you feel. But the disciplined trader, they see trades as neutral events, just data, just outcomes in a larger sample size, nothing personal, nothing emotional. The fourth lesson: consistency is built through repetition, not perfection. You don't need to execute perfectly. You need to execute consistently, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it feels wrong, because discipline is a habit. And habits are built through repetition, not intention. The fifth lesson: your rules must become non-negotiable, not flexible, not adjustable in the moment, non-negotiable. Because the moment you allow exceptions, your mind will create more. And soon, there are no rules left, only emotions. Imagine this. You see a perfect setup. Everything aligns with your plan. But just before you enter, you hesitate. What if it fails? You skip the trade. And then, the market moves exactly as expected. You feel frustration, regret, and now, you jump into the next trade impulsively. But this one fails. This is lack of discipline, not in your system, but in your execution. Another scenario. You enter a trade, you set your stop loss. Everything is according to plan, but then price moves against you. Slowly, painfully, you feel the urge to move your stop. Just a little more room, you tell yourself, but that small decision turns a controlled loss into a devastating one. This is not bad luck. This is undisciplined behavior driven by fear. One more. You just took 2 losses in a row. Now you feel the need to recover, to prove something. So you increase your position size. You take a trade that doesn't fully meet your criteria, and you lose again. Now the damage is bigger, not because of the market, but because you abandoned discipline. This is revenge trading, and it's one of the fastest ways to destroy an account. Here's the turning point. Discipline is not something you force. It's something that emerges when your mindset is aligned with reality, and the reality is simple. You cannot control the market. You cannot predict every outcome. You cannot avoid losses, but you can control your behavior. You can control when you enter, when you exit, and how much you risk. That's it. When you fully accept this, something changes. You stop fighting the market. You stop trying to be right, and you start focusing on executing your edge, one trade at a time, without attachment, without fear, without hesitation. This is where discipline becomes natural, not forced, not stressful, just part of who you are as a trader. Start with one rule, just one, and commit to following it no matter what. Maybe it's your stop loss. You never move it, not once, no exceptions. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. You will want to break it, but don't, because this is how discipline is built. Next, define your edge clearly. Know exactly what qualifies as a valid trade, and anything outside of that, you ignore, no matter how tempting it looks. Then, track your behavior, not just your profits and losses, but your decisions. Did you follow your plan? Did you break your rules? Because success in trading is not measured by money, but by consistency of execution. Finally, think in probabilities. Every trade is just one event in a series of many. It doesn't matter if this one wins or loses. What matters is that you executed it correctly. Over time, this is what creates consistency. This is what creates confidence. And this is what creates discipline. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't feel exciting. It doesn't give you instant rewards. But it is the foundation of everything that works in trading. Without it, even the best strategy will fail. With it, even a simple edge can become powerful. The market is not testing your intelligence. It is testing your behavior, your patience, your consistency, your ability to follow rules when it matters most. So the question is not, do you have a good strategy? The question is, can you trust yourself to follow it? Because at the end of the day, your success in trading has nothing to do with the market and everything to do with you. And discipline is the bridge between who you are now and the trader you want to become. This content is inspired by the teachings of Mark Douglas,